one day I was walking around the block with my wife. That's one of the exercises that we usually do. And then as we walk, I talked to my wife and said, Joyce, I am going to meet this businessman, and the Lord said, He is going to give you a lot of money, but this time, don't take it. I remember I said that to you. I said, oh yeah, okay. And sure enough, several weeks later, I met this businessman, and he gave me this stack of money. Not rupiahs, by the way. And I remembered what the Lord said. So I said, sir, I thank you, but, I don't want to offend you, but I need to learn to obey. But the Lord said, this time, I want to give it back to you. And because he is one of my spiritual sons, and I taught him the principle of the Word of God and how God love him so much, he said, okay, Pastor Paul, I understand. And please, the issue is about the passion for God. Maybe we can. I know some of you have different thoughts. Pastor Paul, you can take that money and give it to the capital campaign, right? It's for the yes. But that's not the issue. The issue is about my heart. I long for God. I long for God. I remember talking about passion. So many of you are involved in the ministry, and I remember many years ago, Pastor Jonathan, he was the one that is in charge for our sound ministry, sound board. Remember that, Pastor Jonathan? And from time to time back then, come on now, we didn't have so good of sound system, but we had passion. We didn't have skill, but we had passion. And I remember at that time, from time to time, I would help him because I don't know about the what do you call that, the mixing, but I have a little bit of muscle, so I can help lifting up. We assemble and disassemble the speakers. And I remember at that time, if you remember that, I told him something like this: Young, can we buy a loudspeaker that is smaller than this? Because the one that we had at that time, it was huge. It's like the size of a mid-sized refrigerator, and it didn't sound good. So I said, can we buy something smaller but sound better? And guess what? I remember one day we read an advertisement that there was this music store somewhere in San Gabriel area, and they wanted to sell this equipment with I think 25% discount. So I went there, want to buy a new speaker, okay? And so when I met the guy, and I showed the advertisement, the coupon, he ignored me. Hey, wow, what happened? So I talked to another person and showed the coupon, and but that guy talked to another customer, and I was ignored. How many of you like to be ignored? These people treated me like I'm one of the furniture. It's just like, and then after, when you're being ignored for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, that's not nice. That's not nice, okay? So, I made a decision. When this guy talked to me. I want to share the gospel. I want to share the good news to him. So this guy came, apparently later on I found out that this guy, he was the owner of the store, and he is tall. I think he's a little bit taller than Brandon Gonzalez. He's tall with thick glasses, and he's tall, and he talked to me very closely, and then so I have to back off, and then he said, what do you need, And I didn't ask about the speaker anymore. I share about Jesus. I said, hey, listen, I come from Indonesia. You know, back then, I spoke with broken English. Broken-hearted, broken English. I talked to him, I shared to him about Jesus, how I received Jesus. I came from my country, I was not a Christian. And in this country, I received Jesus. And Jesus changed my life. And I share my life testimony to this man. He looked at me, listened to me, and then he said, let's go next door. Can we have some coffee? Coffee? Okay. He received Jesus. and, then, and then he said, about that speakers, I will give it to you at cost. Better than 25% off. Hey, this is life testimony. You know, because I was passionate with Jesus. I am sure everybody needs Jesus. Everybody needs good news. So many bad news. And I pray that in this service you are more convinced right now that you need to pray more. You don't wait until the world convinces you. You don't wait until tragedy convinces you, then you pray more, then you cry. You don't wait until Las Vegas shooting to convince you to pray more. Come on. I want you to hear the word of God and say, yes, 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 Lord, I want to pray more. I want more of you. I want to worship you. Yes, yes. At that time, we didn't have so good of musical instrument, but we had passion. We had passion. I am afraid that some of us right now, with what we have right now, we have the equipment, yes. We have the skill, yes. But is it possible that you have lost to experience the awesomeness of God when you worship Him?